So, in this video, I will be explaining about my CDK solution that I have built using TypeScript. So, this is my code, and to give a brief overview, this is I have hosted a README file in my GitHub repo, and these are my API endpoints. I have created a get endpoint with movie ID as path parameter to retrieve movie IDs, which will work with optional query strings, which are review ID and reviewer ID, and it will work uh, in isolation, and also simultaneously those query strings would work, and it will be can be used to filter out movies with having review ID and reviewer ID specified, and there's a post endpoint which is protected. Uh, with authentication, and without proper authentication, a user cannot add a review into the database. And there I have also created a update endpoint which which is protected and restricted in a way such that only the user who have written the review have the authorization to update the review, and put this update functionality is made in a way that the review date and the only the content can be passed through the API, and it will work, and it will update the review item along with updating the review date to the uh, date at which the updation has been taking place. And I have also created a translation endpoint which is not protected, and I have also included a translation table which will be used for persisting the translation values. And this delete, and this I have also included a delete endpoint which will be used to delete a review which is also restricted and without proper authorization. I mean, the user who has done the review is the only user that's authorized to delete a movie endpoint. So that's also done. So this is my code. To give a brief overview about code, I have created four different stacks. This is quite different from the approach that's been adapted in the lecture. I have created four stacks, namely Lambda stack, database stack, auth stack, and API stack. And in Lambda stack, I have created all the Lambda entry points, uh, and I have given permissions to each Lambda function for particular DynamoDB or translate operations. For example, for this translate reviews, uh, I have given permissions to carry out translate text and get item, query, and put item. And similarly, I have given actions. I have given IA permissions for each Lambda function that's been written to carry out a specific functionality. Similarly, database stack is used to define my tables. I have a review table and translation table, and I have used this custom resource to seed the data before implementing all those API endpoints. Basically, I have a review table which has a partition which movie ID and movie ID is a partition key and review ID is a sort key. Similarly, I have created a translation table in which it also has partition key, movie ID as partition key, and so review ID is sort key. The review table was created in a way that uh, this is my review table, and I have a movie ID which is a partition key, review ID which is a sort key, content, and review date and reviewer ID. Reviewer ID it's always going to be the user's username. That's why CHS tag is there. Similarly, this translation table, here I have a movie ID which is the partition key, review ID, sort key is review ID, and a content which is the translated text, and the language code which is a letter string that corresponds the uh, uh, target language. Now, these are I have also created going back to the overview. In auth stack, I have created an user pool with an user client, and in API stack, I have created all the API endpoints, including those auth endpoints, which is used for sign up, login, logout, and all those authorization functionalities. Now coming to, I have created an user. I have created a user with my email. So I already have a confirmed user, and with this I have did most of my work. I have tested all this works, and this is the login. So to test these things, first I am logging in using my password, and I get this JWT token. And uh, going I mean starting from this get reviews for the first time, uh, this is the get endpoint. And since in order to I am giving review id equal to 100, which should give only those with review id equal to 100, and it works. And I'm also placing reviewer id should be chi Srirak, and it should work as well. Now all these has reviewer id ch Srirak, and I am using this in simultaneously. And review id equal to 100, think yeah. Now I get only those items with review ID equal to 100 and reviewer ID equal to CHI Srirak. Don't know if there exists one, not one. So yeah, it works. The get endpoint works. It also works with the optional query strings. Now going to post reviews, post endpoint, it will not work without this authorization. So basically, I will try to post this. I am getting an unauthorized error. Similarly, I am but since I logged in, my way of identification is to use the authorization header. Unlike in the lectures, I have used authorization header with this JWT token. So with this token, I am setting up my request and sending. Since I have used I'm checking if this body is right, because I have also set up API gateway validators, and it won't work if the schema is wrong. So now I have added 1 2 3 4 nice movie, but has a bit of lag. And so in order to test this, it's a bad movie. I'm sending a I'm sorry, I'm adding a new review. Bad movie. uh, let's see if this works. And right now I have I have posted it, and let me check if I get this. I think it is 1 2 3 4. The movie ID is 1 2 3 4 5. Now if I check 1 2 3 4 5, I should see it's a bad movie. It's a bad movie. Yeah, so the endpoint is working, the post endpoint is working. Now I am going to check if it works with a different schema. I'm setting this movie id to something else. Now invalid request body. Now what I'm doing is I'm completely moving this content. And now when I send this, I'm also getting invalid request body. Now I am changing the type of this. I am setting this movie id to a string. When I send this, again I am getting invalid request body. So the API gateway validator is indeed working. This is how I set up API gateway validator for my post request. I have actually this is my request body schema. So what happens in request body schema is it check if the body has these properties movie id and content. And if it has to be in this type. It has to satisfy the type constraints. That is, for movie id it should be a number, and for content it should be a string. And with postman I could see that it works as well. Now the moment that I change this to 1 2 3 4 5, or 1 2 3 4, or anything else, and this is going to work. This is going to work. Now going back to update. Since right now I have posted this 1 2 3 4 5, it's a bad movie. Now I'm changing this 1 2 3 4 5, and I don't know. Oh, okay, let me check the review id also. So basically what happens is review id is auto incrementing. So I have 1 2 3 4 5, I have these two. Now if I send something else, If I post another one, it's a bad movie, not worth watching or something. Uh, not worth watching. Now let me check its review. Okay, now I'm only getting this 1 2 3 4 5. Which one that was? Post reviews 1 2 3. Okay, I'm this is 102, this is 103, and now if I post another one, the review ID must be, wait, not worth watching. uh, don't go. uh, right now add this to the same, add this to the table, and the review ID is incrementing. It's now 104. So I have implemented this auto increment for review ID, and it works as well. Now going back to update reviews. Now going back to update reviews. If I similarly here also, uh, I have set up API gateway wireless, but the issue, I think the authorization header is it's it's old, and I have to change that. It also won't work with token. So right now, let me check if I am changing this one not for one to a very good movie. That's my plan, and let me check if it work. uh, Reviews 1 2 3 4, I think it was 1 2 3 4 3. Let me check it for confirmation. It's 1 2 4, it 1 2 3 4 3. Okay, it's 1 2 3 4 3, and review ID should be 104. And I am not setting up authorization now. Again, content, I am just sending it with uh, I'm setting up this this content I am setting as it's a very good movie. It's a very good movie. Now, since I am setting this, I am not sending authorization header. It should not work unauthorized. Now, what I am going to do is uh, authorization headers. I'm setting this authorization header with the JWT token, and okay, sorry, that's wrong. Authorization, I'm setting up this e authorization enter, and now it should work for let's me check this review date. Since the review date will get updated, but I since I don't use that datetime format, the review date is going to be the same, but the logic is to change the review date. So what in the update reviews function, the review date is also going to change. For every update response, I have setting up a get string date uh, function, which is essentially takes the date dot now, the current date time, and it returns the date in this format, that is ddmm by format, that format. And what happens is update in this update reviews, the review date is also changing, and it has worked before, but for that I will also try to change that. Here in this body, what I do is, sorry, in this update review, I'm trying to it's a very good movie with authorization header, I think. The review is updated now. I go to here. It's a very good movie. Now I think 2103. Now let me check for 1 2 3 4 5, because I need to get a review item with previous date. So this is all 1 2 3 4. Let me check if 1 2 3 4 works. Okay, there is 20. There is one with 20 March. So this 1 2 3 4 100. That's that the review date is 20 March. So it has or 105. For example, I will use this 104. I have this movie ID 1234 and review ID 105. The review date is 16 March. So this has to change when I'm updating. So what I'm doing is I am changing that 1234 movie with, I think, 105. Is it 105? If it's, yeah, it's 105 review ID, and if I'm changing, it's a very very good movie. What's it? It's such a bad movie. Yeah, it will get updated to very very good movie. It's a very very good movie. Now the review is updated. Now let's me check if its value gets changed. So see, it's a very very good movie. Review ID 105. This and review date has been changed to 21 March. So the update endpoint works without much. Now let me check if I have any other. Since I don't have any, since I don't have anything, since this will only work if the the reviewer ID is same. So what I'm going to do is I am trying to uh, so in order to check if the restriction works, I have manually added a review item. I have added this manually. So this content, or not, none of this is going to uh, so basically this is my content, my review item. So basically uh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the content of this here. It's a very very good movie. So basically this is the with the movie ID 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and the review ID 1000. I have created this, and the reviewer ID is going to hey, and this theoretically this should not be working. So I am checking if it won't work. 1000, and I'm setting this content. It's a very very good movie, and you can't update this review. So it's an authorization error with 403 status code, and the restriction is that, and this is the same case with uh, delete delete endpoint. I have created delete endpoint so that it won't work for uh, the reason was I am using CHA Srirak's ID token. I am currently logged in a CHA Srirak username, and its reviewer ID is going to and it won't work. It should not work. It will only work if the reviewer IDs are matching. I have also created use that restriction for delete endpoint also, and let me check if this actually, if this doesn't work. Authorization, and this is a token. I'm hoping this won't work too. Okay, the issue is, I think the movie ID is wrong. I think it is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and reviews 1000, and you can delete this review. So it is working for delete endpoint as well. The restriction is working fine, and delete one. I can also delete endpoint without authentication token. If I set up this authorization header, this won't work. Unauthorized, it won't work. So this is the behavior of my endpoints, and have already validated. I have already demonstrated the use of authentication, authorization, and API gateway validators with this, and that's the behavior, the functionality is working. And uh, right now I am going a little bit into the coding and the principles, or the architecture, or other or my or the architecture that or the principles that I have used for setting up the solution. So basically I have created four stack with constructors. uh, all are custom constructors. Here I am using I have created an interface API for every stack. If I have a dependency, another I have a stack that is that this stack is using. What I did is I have created an interface with for example, API stack uses Lambda stack and Auth stack. Lambda stack for the API Lambda integrations, and I need to call those Lambda functions for Auth stack for some for authorization setting up. I needed to use those authorization. So what I did is I have created an interface API stack probes which will have two values in Lambda stack and Auth stack. Lambda stack is of type Lambda stack and Auth stack of type Auth stack. So basically, this Lambda API stack properties will have Lambda stack and Auth stack. So I have called these Lambda functions, and these Lambda functions were lately used for Lambda integration. For setting up these constructors, what I did was I have created public properties, so that which it can be these Lambda functions are the reason for setting these public properties, and setting up all those Lambda functions as public properties of this stack was to access them in these custom in these stacks. So basically I need lambdas functions here. So what I did is from that props I called all those properties, and the lambda functions were accessed in that way, and this is how I created. uh, so for lambda stack, database stack is a dependency, and API stack, lambda stack is a dependency, so on so on. So that's how I created. And for JWT verification, for authorization or authentication, I didn't use cookie. Instead I am using headers with authorization headers. So this is how I set that up for I think for a API stack. Uh, Here identity source is given as method request header authorization, and for this I have created a function. The function I got from internet. There's a JWT cognitive JWT verifier. So basically what it does is it I am using ID tokens for because of identity purposes, and user pool ID, system user pool ID, and client ID. So what this cognitive JWT verifier does is uh, whenever there's an token, it decodes the token and it gets all the payload. It will return an object that contains all the payload which were used for constructing the JWT token, and some of the in that payload the cognitive username exists, and I use that cognitive username in from the payload, from the decoded JWT token. I'm using that for restricting my endpoints. uh, so basically in update reviews, I am getting the cognitive username from the verified token, and I am checking if that is equal to the reviewer AOD of the review item that I'm going to update. If that's not, it will throw in for not 3 status code, and I cannot proceed further. The user cannot proceed further. So that's how I have set this up. And one more thing is translate reviews. I have what I did is, first of all I check if the item is in the translatable. If the item is in translatable, if I have the same set of movie ID, review ID, and language code, I with movie ID and reviewer ID, and filtering with language code, check if that language actually exists, or the translation for that language exists in the translation table. And uh, uh, if it doesn't, I use the translate service and get the translated version. And once I get the translated version, I put them in the table. I add them to the table for that future users. So basically here I query if it's in the translation table. If it's not, I you if it's not, uh, yeah, I am translating it. And once I translated it, I put that into I put that in I put that into the translatable. So let's check the translation endpoint. So basically, right now I have a translation apply. I only have this. It's in Malayalam. So the language code is going to be ML. Right now I am going to do for another movie ID, and if it works, I should get a translated text, and since it is not here in this translation table, it should also be persisted in this table. So every time I add a new translation, it should be there in it should be put in this table. So let's see if that works. Translation table, I think. So basically, uh, translation endpoint is not protected. Anyone can use it. It is for public access. No, one second. Okay, no. So this is the URL, and let me check if this works. Uh, so this is weird. So basically, I am using a 1 2 3 4 5, or let me use something that's not. Get. I am using something with 1 2 3 4. So this 1 2 3 4 movie ID with review ID 101. It's not there in the translation table. So I think it's going to be ideal for our testing, and let me see if it's going to be review ID 101 and movie ID should be 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4, and translation here also I'm using uh, translation, language equal to, let me check if it's French. I'm not sure if FR works. uh, so let's try this. Okay, yeah, I think it's work. I think it is French. I have not fluent with French, but I think, yeah, I am getting a translated text now, and let me see if that actually uh, put that in here. See, wow. So this is the same one. So now I when I check this table, it's the 1 2 3 4 with review ID 1 not 1. So basically, it is worked. And right now, if I check this again, it won't add. The reason it won't add is, if it's there in the table, it will get returned. The logic is in such a way that if it's there in the translated table, I will get the return response way before that. So the put item won't happen. So this is working. That all my API endpoints have been tested and validated, and it is working. And thank you for listening to my solution. Have a good day.